the shadows they wander along, old ruins where fears have grown, eyes that watch from ancient stone, whispers chill right to the bone. Gothic castles rise in the night, ghostly figures glide out of sight, wolf howling under pale moonlight, darkness creeps and grabs too tight. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fog curling through cobblestone streets, footsteps echoing heartbeats, vampires hunt their nightly feast, lurking monsters are released. Silent scream in a sepia dream, melancholy miles downstream, no one's safe or so it seems, worlds unravel at the seams. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt.
Hey, what's up, attaining, guys?
Yeah, what's going on, man? We are back. And we're gonna cover this set, man. We've been talking about this set for a while. The years
It's been a while, yeah, it has. I'm just glad we eventually get to these, because I know Justin Marino's in the chat and he wants us to do a bit more Poliziotteschi.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's a good excuse. Good excuse.
We love the Poliziotteschi anyway. Well, I mean, we're not as versed in it as the giallo, but.
No, but we hope to be in time, hopefully, because, well, minor spoiler, but all three of these I thought were bangers.
I think so too, man. I dig this set, and like which. So we're only going to cover 3 tonight.
Yeah.
So we're covering Savage 3, and I meant to tell you to flip it, but there's and then like Rabid Dogs, which is the reverse art. So. We'll be covering this one.
Yeah.
The way this set is, they got like 2 movies per disc. So we're covering those 2. And then we're covering Colt 38 Special Squad. This one here.
Yeah. Dallamano.
Yeah. Dallamano film.
Final film, I believe.
Yeah, it's Dallamano's last film, man. Died at the age of 59. But yeah, man, I'm pretty hyped for this one. These movies are always fun. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to say. It's kind of rough to say that because like the subject matter in the shit, but like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
Oh no, these are for me. Like, I love these films for simple fact they're the closest thing you can get to Jolly, I find. Like, because these were all done roughly around the same time, just a little bit later than the early 70s, and a lot of these got like Giallo. You could put them in a Giallo, film. Some of these scenes would fit perfectly in there. But interesting, you said about Dallamano. Did you realize that Mario Imporelli, that like Rabid Dogs, was his final film as well?
Oh yeah,
and he died. So fairly suddenly. So. Yeah,
that is strange, but no, man, these like I kind of look at these films like these go in line with like Dirty Harry and Charles Bronson films too. You know,
I find them better though. And
I don't know, man. I can't say that. I'm just saying, like, they're in that same vein, that grindhouse, the drive-in, like.
They are, yeah. I think why I like them more than those Dirty Harry films is the fact that these are like grittier, I find. Whereas, you know, with Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood, you've got a little bit more shine. And
they're kind of pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, Hollywood, you know, style.
But Death Wish 2's pretty, you know.
Oh, yeah, there's a few in that series. Yeah.
You know, like some Charles Bronson stuff too, man. Like, I don't know, man. I dig these kind of films. I guess before we get going into it, man, let's catch the chat, man. See who's all in here.
Yeah.
We got James Van Dusen. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
We got Texas in here. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, Tex?
Welcome to the panel, Pain. Hell yeah, man.
Absolutely.
We got Sick Jim in here. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up?
Let's see. Fat Pig the Conqueror. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Justin Marino, even fellas. I've been waiting for this. Yeah, man. Yeah. We're gonna get some more Policio in. We're trying to get it all in, man. I mean, you know, it's hard to do sometimes to get, like, we're stretched different ideas, and
yeah, we'll always be semi-regular, I think. With the, you know, the main ones we kind of do is Giallo, obviously, Italian horror, these as well now.
Yeah.
Because I'm up to about 30, 35 I've seen of these now, and I can honestly say 38 or 35 have been superb. You know, I've really enjoyed. I'm not saying they're like amazing or anything, but I've enjoyed them.
Yeah, I can't think of many that I didn't like, and I'm not sure how many I've seen now at this point. I don't keep track like I should, I guess. I know everybody keeps track of shit, Letterboxd and all that, but
I tried to roughly keep track, but it is hard.
Yeah.
Now I've got, like, we both got that Roberto Curti book. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely, you know, dive in more to this.
But if you start naming films off, I could tell you if I've seen it or not. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, oh yeah, so I did grab this. This is from last week. If y'all didn't, anybody's just tuning in, if you're not live right now, or you're watching this tomorrow or in the future sometime, we just covered a film. We just covered some cannibal films, and I just got this book in today.
Nice.
Or not today. I got it in the day after the stream last week.
That's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, like I needed it before then, but you know, whatever. So,
have you had a chance to look through it yet?
I have not. I've been focused on this, on the Poliziotteschi, trying to get the Years of Lead. And speaking of that, I guess I can kind of go into an overview about what the Years of Lead is exactly. So,
yeah, go for it.
So the Italian, hopefully I'm not butchering this pronunciation, but it's Anni di Piombo, which is the Years of Lead. There was over 14,000 political attacks. I think 400 to 500 people died. There were like 400 to 500 deaths from explosions, kidnappings, ransom, murders, like brutal rapes, armed robbery, shootouts. Like, there's these whole conspiracy theorists. There's some conspiracy theories on shit that the CIA was involved and foreign agencies, and it's a whole rabbit hole in itself, man. It's pretty damn interesting. I was like, holy shit.
It's terrifying when you, like, because I've not that subject is something I really want to dive into at some point.
Yeah, right.
But man, just like 12 years, I think it was 68 to 1980.
It was
some of the things that went on, man.
I mean, that's the thing too. Like, so I don't know exactly from what I wrote, like from what I found from 68 to 88. And and then it was saying something about there was whispers of the Red Brigades in the early 2000s, still linked, like not all the way gone away, you know? So it's like basically these far left groups called the Red Brigades, and then there was these far right groups that were like the neo-fascist Orient Nuova and Avanguardia Nazianza. I know I'm butchered the shit out of that, but
Doing
anyway,
better than I would.
basically extremists on both sides of the political party. So you got communists and you have fascists, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
there's like this whole thing, man, like the
Was
military.
it they were just trying to one up each other, were they? By doing, you know, trying more violence on top of more violence, they doing each other maybe.
Yeah, well, it's like they said that military might have been involved. Police and intelligence agencies were like covering shit up too. Like
Right.
these political figures were getting kidnapped. What's his name? Aldo Moro, I think that's his name. He was like the prime minister.
President, yeah, of Italy.
He was the
yeah.
prime minister. He was kidnapped for 55 days, tortured, and then found
That's
murdered in the trunk of his car. You know,
that is insane when you go into it all, man.
Yeah.
Like the bombings were
Right.
regular. You get like abductions, women again abducted all over the place, rape.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
So then all these crazy new laws came out, these anti-terrorism laws, right? Anyway, I won't go into that too much. I know a lot of people aren't here for that. They're like, hey, I just want to talk about the Italian crime films. But I wanted to give a little background on what the Years of Lead was and what exactly was going on. And that shit was happening while they were making these films. It's kind of crazy. You know?
It is. And some of the people where they were actually filming these scenes thought they were for real. Like when they were filming muggings in the street and that, and you'd have onlookers looking on thinking like all this shit was real. And that happened on at least 2 of these films. These like capture that. They capture that period so well. Like you say, it was happening at the same time. Just the realism. Do you know what I mean? Just the grittiness. These films got it all.
I will bring up one thing before we get started though. So as far to my knowledge, I think the very first thing that kicked the whole thing off was in 1969. But I did see something else where it said the Years of Lead started in 68. So I'm kind of confused. But it said 1969, the Piazza Fontana building in Milan, 17 people were killed in that bombing.
That is insane, isn't it? So, absolutely insane.
Yeah. And supposedly that's what kicked it off. I could be wrong. There's a far right terrorism that happened in 1980, though. I think that's Bologna railway station attack. It was 85.
Bologna. Yeah, Bologna.
That's 85,
like a famous one.
85 deaths in that one. So.
And that's weird because in one of these films, Colt 38 Special Squad, they not reenacted. They literally did it 4 years before it happened. And it's kind of eerie when you realize like 4 years later, a similar bombing took place.
That is kind of crazy, man.
It is, man. It really is. And I guess that, you know, all the crimes in these films, you could say that for as well.
Even the Delamano thing, I know is strange too. With the, you know, we've talked about that in great detail on the mass. I think it was the second stream we did on the channel was or the second Hour to Kill. An Hour to Kill was Massimo Delamano, right? I believe.
Yes, one of the early ones. Anyway,
yeah.
Would
so
be
go check that out if you haven't.
Over,
we got
over
a whole
2 years
thing
ago,
on,
man.
Yeah, kind of whole retrospective on some Delamano in a way, but anyway, man, I guess
we do actually reflect on his death as well, don't we?
Yeah.
So he did die in kind of a car crash, but I think it was like mysterious circumstances too.
It's very.
But you can go back on that.
Very strange, especially with the subject matter of his films involving teenage prostitution and elitists and shit like that. It's kind of crazy.
And he was writing Red Rings of Fear at the time as well. Which
right.
Is, yeah.
But we're gonna get this kicked off with Savage 3, and that's or you could say Fango bollente. Savage 3, 1975. Vittorio Salerno is the director, and he's really well known for being a screenwriter. Mostly known for being a screenwriter. This was his directorial debut. And he did another film that's in this set that we haven't got. We'll get into that in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks time. Yeah, another EuroCrypt. Yeah. No, the case is happily resolved.
Right.
I think that was done 2 years before this one, mind. So I think
that's 73.
Yeah.
And like, so he co-directed and wrote with Ernesto Gastaldi, and they did Libido together.
They did, yeah, in 65.
Back in 65. Did Screams in the Night in 1981. And then so I think he directed 6 films total and did like 11. He had like 11 screenwriting credits. So
right, yeah.
But
he did direct one called, it might be the one you just mentioned, but Nocturno Con Grida. I think that is Screams in the Night in 1981. Okay. Which is one I've always wanted to see, funny enough. I
couldn't find a whole lot on him, but I thought it was interesting. Him and Gastaldi did a few things together, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and his brother is in this film as well. Like, he's well, like, I know you'll mention all the cast and everything, but I did want to mention.
No, go for it.
Enrico Maria Salerno. He's like he was a famous Italian actor during this time.
Yeah, he was a massive star at the time. He was in quite a few of these. One of the big ones he did was Night Train Murders. He plays the father. And I think originally the director didn't want to have his brother on the film. Right. But what happened was the producer, I think is Goffredo Lombardo.
Yeah, he said, you're going to have...
He said, look, you need to get him in because we need to get people to watch this. Yeah. It is him. And that's how that come about. But they did have 2 other actors lined up that, Salerno wanted to get.
I did see the interview.
I love it. I love fucking his brother, Enrico. I think he's a great actor.
I did see the interview with Vittorio. He said after, like, in hindsight, he's like, who else could have played that role? Like, but...
Yeah.
So... the guy, Joe D'Alessandro, I'll just briefly say something about what he said about it, though. He said the thing that he didn't like about Enrico Salerno is that not Salerno, what the hell?
You're on about Vittorio Salerno?
Yeah, Enrico Salerno. The thing he didn't like about him is he let you know how big of an actor he was. That's what D'Alessandro...
Okay. Yeah.
D'Alessandro said he was just like, he kind of like was like big shit, and like let everybody know it. And he was an American actor,
Yeah, he's got like a colorful past, man, D'Alessandro.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so, I'll leave that alone for you.
That's okay. Yeah.
Cast and all, but
I was surprised because, like when you say he's American, because we always see him dubbed in like Fresh for Frankenstein and, do you know what I mean?
The Warhol film, the Morrissey films and stuff. Yeah.
Blood for Dracula, he did The Climber, which is another Poliziotteschi, The Killer Nun. Madness he did, I think, for Fernando De Leo. And surprisingly, he starred in a comedy with Richard Pryor called Critical Condition, which I absolutely loved when I first, back in 87, I used to rent that tape, and I think I copied it at one point. And I'm like,
is it a different title?
No, it's just a comedy where Richard Pryor plays like this doctor. You probably know it if you've seen it.
I would imagine. I thought I've seen all of Pryor's stuff, but
yeah. It wasn't one of his big hits or anything, but it was like on VHS. It was a big rental title.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's funny about him is D'Alessandro was he literally had some kind of like really bad upbringing. He was put into foster care at age 5 because his mother was put into prison, I think, at one point. He grew up then and he was getting into petty trouble. I think he'd done time in a juvenile detention. It's well known, I think, that he was a gay actor, or he was certainly at least bisexual. What he would do is he would prostitute himself at times, and he would let photographers take male nude photos of him. This is before he got famous, by the way. And yeah, just a really tough upbringing. And I think that plays well into this role. I think the director even said that at the time as well. He's perfect for this role, you know. But yeah, he's like, God, man, he was well known for, so the song "Walk on the Wild Side," Lou Reed like references him as well, or you know, his characters in the Andy Warhol films. His crotch actually appears on the front of like a Rolling Stones album cover, or they think it's him. It's been debated, by the way. But yeah, I think he was on a Smiths record as well. Like, it's crazy, just that iconic male model type look about him. You know, he's obviously attractive to female viewers, and that was a big draw as well. Some of the other members, so you got Gianfranco De Grassi. I know I've mentioned it before on these streams, so I won't go too much, but he's known for The Church. He plays one of the thugs in Night Train Murders. You know,
that's what I know him. I know him from
the
Night Train Murders, definitely. He's got that grimy face, you know, like just, you know, he's up to no fucking good. Like,
right, you can't put your finger on it, but he just seems like he looks like a creep. Yeah. And what happened with the three main characters of this film is D'Alessandro, him, Degrassi, DiCali was the main three thugs.
Yeah.
And what they did was they all went out drinking in like the pubs of Turin or whatever it was in Rome, and they kind of built up a nice kind of rapport before filming, so they'd have on sort of chemistry, you know, like you would believe they're real friends on screen. So I thought that was interesting.
I was gonna say, because they're in the film, like you can see like they get along well, like the chemistry.
Yeah. Oh, it works superbly what they did with the bonding beforehand. Just briefly mention, because again I've mentioned it a lot on this channel, Martine Brocard. She plays Alba Manini, that's Ovidio's wife. And yeah, man, I love that actress. She's the main, you know, actress in Eyeball. She's in Murder Obsession, of course. Top Model, The Violent Professionals, and Nun and the Devil. She's great in everything she does, I find. In regards to Enrico
the redhead?
Yeah.
She's in Eyeball? That's her?
Yeah, the wife I'm talking about,
yeah.
Yeah. She's the main villain in Eyeball.
Oh shit, man! I didn't know that. I mean,
she does look totally different, man.
It don't look like her at all. Like,
no, and this is
must have got a hold of some shit, like some drugs and shit. Like,
this is around the same time as well. I know she just come off. She'd had a baby by the time she did these films. Yeah. In regards to Enrico Maria Salerno, everyone will probably know him as the detective in Burberry the Crystal Plumage is the big one.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned Night Train Murders, but he was in others. He was in Gambling City, The Great Kidnapping, The Body, Calling All Police Cars from 1975. If you've not seen that giallo, then I highly recommend that one. But yeah, what a great cast, I think, for this one, to be honest.
Definitely,
all the way through. There's no weak links in this film.
No, definitely not. And it is ultra low budget. Like, I'd say, so they got approved for 320 million lira, which is not a lot of money. It was supposed to be 250 million, and the production company was called 9, right?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like 5 filmmakers decided to come together and put this production company together so they could save money on production costs and everything. And they talked, what's his name? The guy that ran Titanus?
Lombardi, yeah. Goffredo Lombardo, yeah.
Yeah, they talked him into doing, I think, how many films was it?
They talked him into doing a 5-picture deal, but only this one come out. It's debated whether they did another one as well.
Right.
After this, but no one knows for sure. I was reading into it.
And Gastaldi had I read something he said about it. He said he couldn't believe that they had I got his quote here. He says, I'm still amazed that they managed to screw Gianfredo Lombardo and got money to produce this one film.
Yeah, because you think about it, Titanus is like the major like distributor of these giallo, like giallo
They were the
films
biggest
and,
at the time.
yeah, and all these crime films. So I guess
all Italian cinema, period. Like
yeah. And I guess like he paid them up front for 5 films as well, and they literally only did 1 or 2. So yeah, he's right. Gastaldo is right. Gastaldi is right. But yeah, it's kind of a checkered history with that comma 9.
What do you think about the original title that Gastaldi, when he was writing, the first 3 start to bite?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely a play on the opening scenes, with the mice.
Well, we'll get into it. Like, I would say definitely this one here is a take on the middle class working man.
Yeah, it's
during the years of lead, I guess you'd say, right?
There's a big kind of message in this film, but probably in all of them. But this
all
one,
of them they all got a damn message.
Yeah,
it's like smacking in the head with it. But I mean, it's not annoying. I don't think.
No, I mean, I did. Yeah, I quite kind of like.
Sometimes I don't like films that tell me how to think. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But
no, I kind of like the message to this one because. This you can see this happening anyway in real life. You get people who are just living completely different lives during the day, and then they come out at night. And I guess you can compare them to serial killers as well.
Mob mentality too, like violence spreads like a virus kind of shit, and
it does. Yeah, exactly. And that whole I kind of like the whole message to this one.
Yeah, I got a clip though if you want me to go into it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, here we go.
Apri? Vedo adesso. Oddio, aiuto, si è fatta male. Niente di rotto, spero.
Mi fate la pianta anche!
Facci tu, vai, stai. Ehi, aspettatevi! Ti regalo la Ferrari! Impara a frenare!
Via! Sconto comitive?
Certo, bella, certo. Grazie.
Mica mi vorrete bruciare.
Che c'è?
Qui stiamo lavorando, Fuori dalle palle. Hai capito?
Quello, amico. Te lo pianti nei coglioni.
Questo?
No, signore. È una scopalla.
Allora, è vero che volete solo giocare un po'? Aiuto! No! Mio mio! E non si sono preoccupati di andare a fondo in tutti i particolari.
E intanto l'operazione...
Auguri, viceprimario.
Oh, la zuppa inglese è la mia passione.
Man, you've done well to do the editing in that one scene with the forklift truck.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, man, but I managed to get through it. Like, it took me a little bit. It took me a little time to figure it out.
You did a good job on that.
Appreciate it, man. All right.
There's so much to talk about with this one, though, isn't there?
I didn't spoil nothing. I don't believe. I might have spoiled a couple things, but like that last little bit ain't gonna spoil shit,
No. I mean, people like they seen our streams before. They probably know that you're gonna get clips and that.
Right.
He plays a complete bastard, D'Alessandro, and he does this so well in this film. The only person I would say that could have maybe done this role is David Hess, maybe, but maybe Hess would have been a little bit old for it. But
I don't think the role is right for him though, because his
for
wife,
D'Alessandro or
yeah,
Hess. Okay.
yeah, the role does the Ovidio's the character Ovidio needs to be like this D'Alessandro type guy because it's basically his wife. She's like this doctor, but it's like kind of like a role reversal in a way. It's like he's like the trophy husband, you know?
Yeah. She's
And
trying
like
to get
everything
on
with her, everything with her is all about consumerism and material shit. You know what I mean? I know she's
and
not.
she's pretty much like she works for this doctor, doesn't she? And then she's pretty much giving him sexual favors to try and get higher and higher in the job. And
Yeah, she'll do anything it takes to get what she wants. Yeah.
But yeah, so just to like set this up, so you've got these 3 young men. They're working different jobs in this like huge electronic factory, this company. Ovidio is played by Joe D'Alessandro. He's working with a professor, and they're like doing studying of mice. And they're doing like little experiments. And what he does is he lifts one of the partitions up, puts all the mice together, and they just start. Well, one of them just starts fucking ripping shreds into the others. And
yeah, I didn't linger on that too long because
that. Go on.
That scene is kind of brutal. Like I know a lot of people would like frown on that, you know.
No, absolutely, yeah. But I think it sets the film up well because I think he says something along the lines of to his professor. He said, "Well, what would happen if these were all humans?" And his professor says something like, "Well, you know, if they were locked up, then yeah, this would happen as well."
Yeah,
and that's another great point, I think.
Humans in a cage together could be the same. Yeah.
And you've only got to look at prisons to know that that's true. Do you know what I mean? People attack people in prison all the time.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, I mean, this kind of this little gang, and they've got their everyday kind of lives during the day. This really boring kind of 9 to 5 job.
And it's stressful too.
It is, yeah,
job.
yeah.
Like
their bosses are on them all the time, and they're on their backs all the time.
They're on their ass all the time. They're stressed out. So, I mean, yeah.
What it is as well. So they kind of at night or maybe on the weekends, their outlet is to just literally steal cars, just cause mayhem, violence,
just do whatever the fuck they want. It kind of
Yeah.
like they're kind of like the Droogs in fucking Clockwork Orange.
They are exactly like that.
Yeah.
And Night Train murders as well. If you think about it, I know
Yeah.
the woman in that's
Well,
kind of not the same, but
I still
the punks are. I think.
I think in Night Train murders though, like I don't want to go too far into that film, but Night Train murders, I think what's his name, Blackie?
The guy from Suspiria,
yeah, him and the guy that's in this film. I don't think they would have went as far as these guys without the help of that woman in Night Train murder.
Right.
These guys are fucked. Like, well, it's really Ovidio, I think.
Ovidio's the one who's like the ringleader. He's got no emotion at all.
He's like
Whereas
Alex.
Go on.
He's like Alex DeLarge in A Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think like Degrassi's character is kind of like him, and then you've got the Beppe character, who's pretty much.
I think he just
scared of everything, you know.
Degrassi, I don't think was like exactly like him though. I think he's more like a follower, right?
He is, but he's kind of if anyone's going to get to the level of Ovidio in time, is probably him.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one is more like I don't want to call him a pussy, but he is kind of don't know. He just worries about everything, doesn't he? And he worries about getting caught and all that. You've got a scene early on where they start a riot at a football match. That was all done. I think they took actually stock footage of the football match, but they actually did it all in the stadium over one day. And they said some of the cameras and all were getting broke at the time. But they were all extras. Yeah, they were all football supporting extras they put for that scene.
Right.
And they kind of walk away, don't they? They let all this violence commence.
They
and they kind of walk away. Yeah.
Yeah, they start a bunch of shit at the soccer game, you know.
And they just walk away scot-free as if nothing's happened.
Right.
This is crazy.
But I mean, that's the kind of shit they're doing. They're just running around fucking being fucking hoodlum misfit type motherfuckers, you know, like they're grown fucking men, like got regular jobs and shit doing this shit, you know. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, you know, and like a video's married as well. And I didn't get the age range of a video. I presume, would you say he's like about 30, maybe late 20s?
I think they're all probably late 20s, early 30s. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was he wears a leather jacket, I think, D'Alessandro, during the film at one point. And that was his own, and he bought it in New York, in a fashion shop in New York. Because he by this time he had a big modeling career as well. But yeah, just for pure fun, they start stealing cars, and then they run into the truck driver, and that is insane. That scene, man, in slow motion as well, which I think makes it, for me, adds to the scene. This truck driver, they pretty much like halt their brakes, and they come within this much of a truck, and you get the whole road rage thing then, where the truck driver gets out and he's like tooled up, and D'Alessandro and a video and the two members of the gang start attacking him, and man, it's just so good. And then it just gets like the violence just gets ramped up more and more, but they end up killing this guy as well. It just in the middle of the road, like just road rage. It's crazy.
No, video hits him with the screwdriver and leaves him.
Yeah, I think they stab him, don't they, in the stomach? I think it is.
Yeah. And then like the cops are all dumbasses in this movie, except for Santaga, right?
Yeah, Enrico Maria Salerno. Yeah, Santaga.
Santaga's the only one that
I was going to ask you a question. Yeah,
he keeps visiting Ovidio, and it's like they're playing this little game between each other.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you a question, right? So he's there, obviously, in this where Ovidio works, and he's doing this police kind of course. But it's implied early on that he's onto a video fairly early on, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's like one of the photo fits or one of the descriptions of the men, he kind of links it. And I think it's more of a hunch, though, isn't it, at first?
It's like a gut instinct. And also, he don't want to fuck up because the whole backstory on him, he's already fucked up one time where he kind of like, he did some overreach. Maybe, you know, he killed somebody he didn't have to kill, like with a fucking car, you know?
And that was through like pretty much rage as well. Yeah. Yeah. Road rage as well.
Some overreach police brutality.
So. Yeah. Interesting. The guy who plays Pepe, get my notes now, what his name is, but he was, funny enough, he said the role kind of, he could relate to the role because he plays like an immigrant in this part. But at one point, he gets his whole like house like invaded by all his bloody ancestors, and all his family come over, and he kind of freaks him out. But he said he could relate to that, you know, unrest at home and all that in his part that he played. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the pussy of the bunch, though. Yeah, he's like, how would you? I'm trying to like relate him to someone. Maybe Radicci's character. I know he's not got brain issues or anything, but House on the Edge of the Park.
I'd like also say
kind of golded into doing it, isn't he?
I would say like Ray Lovelock's character in Almost Human.
Oh, perfect scenario. Yeah. Kind of egging him on to do it. Like it's kind of his heart's not in it, but he's like with this gang, and kind of makes him feel
He
good. I
does
guess.
whine quite a bit.
He does, yeah. You got the prostitute scene as well with the pimp. They go out one night late at night. They pick up this prostitute, and they start to get a bit sort of jiggy with her a little bit. And the pimp comes out to kind of defend her, and that ends up in this big fight and double murder. Oh God, man!
Did you just use a Will Smith reference?
Getting jiggy with it, yeah. I was gonna say that's definitely an American thing.
Oh, fucking! Speaking of Will Smith, you know he's got a new song out, right?
No.
I like girls or some shit.
I like girls. Yeah.
Anyway, that's a side note.
Yeah. I don't think Will Smith would come up in a conversation with Savage Free tonight. But no, I couldn't think of another word. I was thinking jiggy, man.
Getting jiggy with it.
Yeah. And that scene though is where they actually get the knife and they stick this guy in the groin. Like,
oh, he tells him. He says, He said I should stick that in your balls or whatever.
Yeah.
They end up doing it. I'm like, gosh.
And the aftermath of that scene as well, where they hang him upside down and they leave the prostitute just like on the floor.
And you assume she was raped and.
Oh yeah. This implied she was raped, like during that scene or after the scene.
You're like, damn, these dudes are like. And then just they just go to work normal like during the day and shit, you know.
Think of David Hess, but like even worse, I would say in fucking Last House and films like that. But yeah, they end up so they get this taxi driver, don't they? And they kind of put him at is it gunpoint or knife point, and they get him to go out the taxi and they steal his taxi literally. Yeah. But then they come back and they drive him over and he falls into like this kind of lake or this river and drowns. Yeah, man, just random acts of violence. There's no rhyme, no reason to any of it. Just the fact that they can do it and they can get away with it. They do kind of get spooked though, don't they? Or one of them does. Pepe gets spooked because his photo fit ends up getting in one of the newspapers where you've got one of the witnesses did actually remember seeing the three of them, their faces. I think he describes them, then he says the one got like straight blonde hair. He's talking about a video. But this photo fit is a spitting image of Pepe. So he kind of gets spooked and
But that's
he's
from
worried.
From the guy that, like, when they get the girls in the cab, right? And they take them back to that, you know, I showed it in the clip where I couldn't show the other part. They brutalized this other woman, two of them.
Yeah, the one's a politician's wife, isn't it? Yeah.
And then the video is chasing the other woman around with the forklift, which, I mean, I let it go because it's a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know how fucking slow fucking forklifts are, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, that's not it's not realistic.
No.
Like, that shit wouldn't happen, man. Like, but like to do that trick, to do that stunt, that's actually a retractable fucking, you know, that's, you got to think this ain't CGI times, right?
No,
that's a practical effect. So that forklift blade had a retractable thing, so they had to stop at a certain point. So they had something in front of the forklift to stop it.
Yeah,
you know, because that's pretty fucking dangerous.
They are. That scene was actually, I think, when the reviews come out, some people were calling it in like the film press as like one of the most iconic moments of the 1970s.
Yeah, that's a very to pull that stunt up to that effect, man. That is very impressive. Even though it's like kind of hard to wrap your. I mean, if you think too hard about it, yeah, you know, you're gonna. Don't think too hard about it. Just go.
No, just enjoy the scene, and it is like a crazy scene.
Yeah.
But I don't know how far you want to go with this one, Dirk.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil this one. I don't want to spoil none of these because I definitely want people to check these out, man.
Needless to say, like you say, we'll go up until at least the photo fit where, you know, that Santiago guy's onto them. I think he's pretty much onto them by this point. After that, but things still get crazy. I did want to say something, but I'm not sure whether I should about Ovidio's wife.
No.
There's a scene, no,
Hmm.
because there's a scene containing his wife.
Yeah.
I won't say what happens then, but I'll say enough to it disturbed Martine Brochard when she was filming that scene. She actually said she was literally disturbed by doing that.
Is that the actress?
Yeah, the wife.
Okay, I do know a little something on her, but like I urge people to get this set, check out the special features.
Oh man, it's superb.
She's actually on the special features talking on like what she did to prepare for that scene. She went and spoke to somebody. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it was very harrowing for her to do. Again, like, won't give away the ending, but I really like the ending too. I think they, ended it really well on like a kind of continuous note. That's all I'll say there. But
yeah,
this one is fucking superb. I think
so.
Definitely one of the best of this genre. But I guess I'll be saying that for all three tonight because I feel the same way about all three. They're all of a similar mark out of 10 as well.
I would say that this one and the next one are very well, not the next one. This one and like Rabid Dogs are pretty close in tone, like because there's three people doing some heinous shit, which is
they are exactly and almost human. I like Rabid Dogs, which we'll come on to in a minute.
Right.
I always reminds me a lot of Almost Human as well. Whereas Colt 38 Special Squad is more like what's the word? Glossy, more kind of. Do you know what I mean?
Like
it's not as gritty, is it? It's not as gritty as these two.
It's more like I'd say it's more like an action popcorn.
Yeah, kind of like Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, that type of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it has a couple. It has some brutal shit in it though. Still,
it
still
does,
has that damn.
Like realism is not.
That might be the best. That might be That might be Ivan Razumov's. I won't say his best performance because I think that's Man from Deep River. But I would say it's Ivan Razumov's probably worst villain. Maybe he might be the worst villain in that.
Yeah, if you think about what he does, yeah,
the shit that he does in that one. Anyway,
yeah.
We're coming on to that film. That's why we're even bringing it up.
We'll definitely come on to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in the chat, if Justin Marino's in the chat, give us your views on this one. See what you think about this one.
Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah.
While you're speaking, while you brought that up. So let's see. Hopefully I didn't skip nobody. Justin says, I love Poliziotteschi. Yeah, man. This set is on Amazon for $56.69 for anyone who wants to get it.
I would definitely jump on that.
I'll jump on that for sure.
If you can get go on eBay and get the limited edition, that's even better.
Well, I don't have I got the standard. It's fine.
Oh yes, yeah.
You got all the films. I mean,
it's a good package actually. There's tons of extras.
It is. It's loaded. I don't think that the limited just got a book, right? It's only different.
I think it's got a book. I think they might be individual as well, rather because two films are in one case on this one.
Yeah, they're on
one disc as well. Yeah,
you got two movies on one disc. Let's see. Fat Pig says Operation Gladio is what it was called. Ran out of a Freemason lodge.
I can't remember what that comment's related to now.
Brigade Rossi.
Yeah, they were like terrorist group.
Right. He was in John Waters' Crybaby.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Okay.
I've not seen that, but I did read he was in it. Dallas.
You got Robert Camus in here. He says Milano Odia La Polizia non può sparare.
Hey, what's up, man? Glad you popped in.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad. I try. You got Kal-El in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Pimping ain't easy. Yeah. Never
he definitely isn't in this film.
No. He gets it pretty rough. Let's see. You got Wild Wrangler in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Let's see. I can't believe Deep Red 1975 is the 50th anniversary.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling old now.
Yeah, it made me feel old just then. Like shit, I'm born 2 years after, so I'm getting close to there. You know?
I'm 54, I think, in like 4 weeks. So yeah, it's not good.
Right. Let's see. Crazy Isn't Wrangler, and we got. I think that's Twitch, or I think that's what that is.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a bot or something.
Measurable Pallbearer. What's going on? But yeah, it's probably a bot. I don't know. But either way,
Yeah.
how you doing anyway? We're talking to robots these days anyway, right? Fucking
Exactly.
AI. You know. They're going to be your friends. The AI robots are your friends too. You know, people are fucking marrying robots these days.
I did see that as well. Yeah. They're marrying fucking dolls.
In the year
as well.
2025. What's going on?
And I was reading some guy who literally married a fucking doll and it's all legal and shit. And
yeah.
Fucking what's the world coming to, man?
People marrying AI shit on their phone. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I ain't going on a tangent on that.
No, we don't want to.
We're going back into the 70s, man. Fuck 2025.
Just one more thing on Savage 3. The film was shown completely uncut, like on Spanish TV in the late 90s, because this was cut. We are actually reviewing the uncut version on Arrow, but this was cut for a long time, right up until recently, I think. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's got a checkered history, like just for being one of the most brutal kind of films of the genre or the subgenre. But yeah,
it's
talking of brutal, our next one as well, man.
Yeah, are you ready to move on to Colt 38?
Have you got anything more you want to say? Because I know we can give our rating and that if you want.
Yeah, we can do that. One more thing I was going to say. So it was shot in 8 weeks. 4 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
4 weeks was in shot in Turin, and 4 weeks in Rome. So.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, I think. Yeah.
And it was the color TV kind of closed the shop on this company.
Right, that Comma 9, yeah.
Yep, Comma 9. So they didn't get their big deal that they wanted to get. But
it seemed to me like it was like some kind of scam company.
But
maybe.
Highly recommend Savage 3, man. Ernesto Gastaldi wrote this, and to me, and I've said this before, like to me, Ernesto Gastaldi is the best writer out of all the
shadow of a doubt. Like Sacchetti
all the
probably
Italian,
the other.
Him and Sacchetti.
Yeah.
But Savage 3, check it out, man. I give it a 7 out of 10. Pretty solid.
Okay, I give this an 8.5.
Okay. Damn.
It's high tier, man. It's high tier for these type of film.
I can't argue, but there's other ones I've seen. I think maybe that's like it's not on the level of Contraband or nothing to me, but
okay. It's not quite Almost Human for me, but
no,
it's up there, man.
Yeah, it's good, but anyway, yeah, we're gonna get into the Colt 38 Special Squad, man, and damn, or is it Quelli? Is it Quelli, della, Calibro 38?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
With my
I think it's Quelli. Yeah, Quelli.
With my butchered swamp ass, American English dialect, but because it's hot as shit here, so that's what we call it. We got the swamp ass going on,
Oh man, it's the same year, so we're in the middle of a heat wave.
One thing I want to point out right quick that's funny about this. So it's called Colt 38 Special Squad, right?
Yeah.
But these sumbitches are running around with 357 Magnums.
Right. Which I wouldn't know the difference, to be honest.
I'm just saying they got 357 Magnums, man. Like, so, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess if you know
anyway.
all that shit, it would be kind of jarring, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of obvious when you see it, but I don't know. It's still cool. I guess 357 Special Squad didn't sound as cool or something. I don't know.
No, Colt 38's got a kind of ring to it, I think.
Yeah.
That's
But I
what
mean,
it
you
is.
got to think during the time, Dirty Harry had the 44. Like, you know, the 44.
Yeah.
The 38 ain't shit to a 44, you know. So.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, before we get into it, man, I'll go and play the clip if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
And I guess before I do that, I'll go ahead and do this.
Remember, in order not to offend or horrify those in the audience of a squeamish or prudish disposition, the sound of a bell in the theater will warn you when to close your eyes or turn away so that you may avoid witnessing certain scenes of an especially erotic or gruesome nature.
Lo sappiamo che sei là dentro!
Questa è di... Mamma!
L'eterno riposo dona loro...
Sono disarmato! Sono disarmato! Possiamo lasciarlo! Chiudi quello sportello! Chiudi!
Stai meglio senza baffi. Ma perché questo cambiamento?
Porca troia, da far saltare mezza torre.
Allora, Nistri, questo è per l'evasione e la dinamite.
Muoverti! Dico!
This is pretty brutal in different ways to the last, really.
This is brutal. Like, this focuses more on the bombings, like, that was going on, and also, I would say, it's like the stunts in this one are way better, like, than the other two films. I think. Like,
no, you're right. There's more money behind this one, I presume.
Yeah. There's some insane, crazy stunts going on in this shit. Like, there's a whole scene with a fucking car driving on a fucking train, man. Like, it's like,
that's fucking,
that's insane. Because you're like, you know, he don't got a whole lot of room, man. He's like driving on it, and he comes off the train and keeps on driving. I was like, damn.
They did that on like an old train line that's not used, like a disused train line.
Yeah.
But I love that stunt. Yeah.
It's cool as hell.
I've seen it criticized in the press at the time. I think people was criticizing it.
Yeah, I don't care. That shit looks cool as shit. And then
absolutely.
Like even the jump in the ramp and shit, and like there's several times you see cars ramp and shit. Like,
oh yeah, this is more actiony.
The stunt work with the motorcycles, the however they did that with back then, because you know cameras were a lot heavier back then. They had the camera strapped to the side of a motorcycle, motorbike or whatever, and that cinematography it's Massimo Dallamano, man. I mean, he's best known for Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy. That's what he's best known for, the cinematographer for the Dollars trilogy. But I mean, he did a spaghetti western called Banditos in '67, which I still need to check out. Black Veil for Lisa in '68. Venus and Furs in '69. You got Dorian Gray, 70. And then, to me, his masterpiece, What Have They Done to Solange? What Have You Done to Solange?
Yeah.
In 1972, Camille Keaton's, first appearance in a film. And then he's Super Bitch in '73, which...
Yeah, with Stephanie Powers in.
Yeah, we covered Super Bitch with Uncle Bill, right? We did a
on the tour of Italy, I think it was. Yeah.
Tour of Italy. And then What Have They Done to Your Daughters in '74, and one we recently covered on the Dead End Drive-In, The Night Child, The Cursed Medallion, which is a good, really good kind of, I wouldn't say exactly an Exorcist ripoff, but it's a possession kind of film.
Definitely worth checking out. I was surprised at that one.
I haven't seen a Dallamano film I didn't like, man.
Yeah, I've not seen his westerns. They're not my type of thing, but all the others. I tell you, a good one is Venus in Furs. It's kind of a great, crazy one. Yeah.
Yeah, I said Venus in Furs.
Yeah, but have you seen it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, you have you?
When we did Dallamano.
Did we do that one?
No, when we was covering Dallamano.
Oh, right. So he was going through it. Yeah, it made me think then. I didn't think you'd seen it. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's like a crazy.
You've seen it, right?
No, you're talking about the other one, Jess Franco. There's two Venus in Furs the same year.
I must have not seen his then.
Yeah. I think you're talking about the Franco one. Yeah, because I didn't think you'd seen it. This is one about like this guy becomes obsessed with this like woman, and it's worth seeing. That's what I'm saying. Check it out if you can.
Okay. And also, man, so the writer is Massimo Dallamano, but he had other writers with him. He had Franco Batari, which did The Young, the Evil, and the Savage in 1968. Some erotic drama film called Lips of Lurid Blue.
Okay.
And then he did Waves of Lust, a Diodato film. Which I've never seen, an erotic Diodato film.
It's kind of got giallo elements as well. That one.
You've seen Waves of Lust?
D'Annunzio. I've not seen. I've seen some of it, bits of it. I've always wanted to because it's got Sylvia D'Annunzio in.
Yeah. And then you got Ettore Sanzo was also co-writer on this one, which he did Contraband for Fulci, or The Smugglers, and then he What Have They Done to Your Daughters, Night Train Murders, and Last House on the Beach in '78.
Oh man, you've got to see that.
Yeah, you've been talking about it. It keeps coming up.
I watched it, like a week, 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Man, Ray Lovelock. That's all I'm saying is we will be doing that at some point. It's got Florenda Balkan in as well, so we might be able to tie it into when we do our streams.
Definitely, man. So I definitely
you'd love it. I think you'd love it.
Yeah. And then cinematographer is Gabor Pagani. And man, he started doing like cinematography in 1941. Like, so he's like very, he's had several films before this one, man. But the ones that I took note on were the ones that I know about. Double Face, 1969. Man with Icy Eyes, which, that's not my favorite.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I think this camera work was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii in 1972. And then he did Night Train Murders in 1975. So
He was a well-regarded man as well. Like
I was looking at he had a shit ton of films he did, man.
Yeah, I've been reading little bits in different books of the genre, and that guy comes up a lot as one of the best of what he was doing.
Definitely, man. I mean, you can see it in Double Face and Night Train murders alone. You know,
exactly.
And if he's filming Pink Floyd in '72 live, you know.
Oh yeah, that name will come up a lot once you start digging deep into this like subgenres. His name is like top of the list.
And I left out the score on the last one, man, but I got to bring up this guy, Stilvio Cipriani. I mean, to me, man, he's one of the best. He really is one of the best. That's underrated, highly underrated.
He's top 5, yeah.
Yeah. So you got Death Walks on High Heels, Twitch of the Death Nerve, Barren Blood, What Have They Done to Your Daughters, Bloodstained Shadow.
Oh, I love that score.
Yeah, that score is awesome. Rabid Dogs, another Bob. He did like 3 Bob. He might have done more, but I've seen Barren Blood, Rabid Dogs, and Bay of Blood, Twitch of the Death Nerve. Another one that keeps coming up a lot that I need to check out, Human Cobras, 1971.
Yeah, okay. I've seen that one.
Yeah,
it's not. I was disappointed by it, but it's been that long. I've seen it about 3 or 4 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
And I think they go over to like Africa, if I'm remembering rightly. It's not what if you go in expecting like a black glove killer and all that.
Well, that name, Human Cobras, just piqued my interest. I was like, man,
it's definitely one for a future show. I wouldn't say it's a complete write-off.
I'm just saying that's a kind of letdown, Darren. You just disappointed me.
Yeah, you might like it, man. We don't always agree, so you might well like it.
Right. I'm just saying with that name, I was thinking it's gonna be killer, man. But
I'll definitely give it another go.
Right.
But yeah, it is like music is insane. Killer is on the phone, like the score to that is amazing.
I saw that, man. Is that the one?
That's the one with Telly Savalas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't put it down because I thought it was the other one, the one that the killer wears gloves or some shit.
Oh right, there's a few in there.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Killer.
No, that's the good one. I think that's Alberto Di Martino's best film. I think. Well, it's definitely underrated. That might, that's just giving me an idea when we do another stream.
I don't know, man. Alberto Di Martino, huh?
Yeah, he's done some good stuff. Done The Antichrist as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
I still haven't seen.
I was gonna say, man, like it's kind of hard to put that over the Antichrist. But.
He did Bloodlink as well, which Lorne mentioned last time we were on. So,
right. But yeah, man. I'm kind of. Go ahead, go rock on with it with the cast, man.
Right. So Inspector Van, he's played by Marcel Bazeffi. I think that's how you pronounce it. He did Contraband, The French Connection, Images, which is a film I'm going to get Dirk to watch soon, Illustrious Corpses, Sleeping Car Murders. Oh, God, man. Identification of a Woman. So he's done some good stuff. He's a well-known French actor. He did a lot of voiceover work as well. He was particularly well known for his role as the hitman Pierre Nicolai in The French Connection that I just mentioned. So he was highly regarded coming onto this film. He did do some of his own stunt work as well, I was reading, because the budget, even though it was pretty decent, they had to get him to do some of the car stunts. You got Grace Jones pops up in this one as a nightclub singer,
which is insane.
Did you know how that happened though? Didn't Dallamano stumbled across her in a Rome club?
Okay.
Just before?
I saw a little bit of Cipriani, of all people, talking about her on the special features.
Okay. Yeah.
He said that he met with her and he wrote the song, and then she collaborated with him. And she wrote those lyrics. So that's actually her singing that shit.
Yeah, it kind of threw me actually, because
it don't look like it matches, does it? When you're watching
No. It doesn't go in the film at all. But I grew up watching Grace Jones on all these interview kind of chat shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And I never realized how old she was. I always thought she was, more kind of not, maybe 10 years older than me or something. But she was pretty fucking old, even. Do you know what I mean?
She was with
1975.
She was with Dolph Lundgren, man.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
And like, so I was reading a little bit about Dolph Lundgren, what he said that he used to get exhausted with her because he said she'd bring like 4 or 5 other girls and shit, and they'd have like these big sex mash orgies and shit.
And he's moaning about that, is he?
Well, he said he'd just be exhausted. He said he was fucking tired, man. It was like,
oh man, I don't know.
like,
I'd take a fucking Red Bull or something and go again. I would.
Yeah, but I mean,
I presume they were nice looking.
But think about like fucking every day, Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
It might be a little. You might get tired of that shit. But
so what's interesting is you've got Carol Andre. She plays Sandra, and it's kind of so she's a French-Italian actress. She now works in Sensita Studios. She's some kind of like marketing executive. She's a champion swimmer in later life. She started to enter competitions swimming. What's interesting about her is, so Thomas Millian was the guy who literally found her, because Thomas Millian, she got like a famous actress mother, and Thomas Millian was over the house one day, and her mother was showing photos and what have you of the family. Thomas Millian took a liking to this girl. I'm not saying anything untoward because she was only 14, but he did literally say, look, he offered her, to directors and that to do films. So he kind of made her as an actress, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, damn.
Can you imagine now, though? Your mother brings home fucking Thomas Millian one evening, like just randomly, and you're like, fuck, man. That would have been so many good times. The last one I will mention, because we have mentioned Ivan Razumov like a lot, and you just got to check out his Martino films and all them. But a guy called Riccardo Salvino, and I mentioned him, he plays Nicola, or Nico, I think he's called in the English version. He was well known for being the guy who's on the motorbike in Your Voice Is a Locked Room. And he seems to do a lot of motorbikes, because I think he was a stuntman as well.
He's in something else, though. I was trying to figure it out.
He's in Doorway into Darkness.
Well, there was something recently we saw, like
Madeline, Anatomy of a Nightmare he was in, Emmanuel in America. I think you're talking about the Doorway into Darkness.
He's definitely in Torso, right?
No, he's not in Torso. No.
Oh, Your Vice, I mean.
Yeah, he's in Your Voice. He's
I mixed him up. He's
the love interest. Yeah, he's a love interest of Edwidge.
Well, I wouldn't say love. That's just like a one-night stand kind of deal.
Like a fling, isn't it? Really? Yes, I couldn't get like a cause of death, but he died.
He wanted to be loved.
He did. I think don't they end up riding off into the sunset to Bad Consequences in that film on the bike? You've got the oil in the middle of the road.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
But he died at just 54 years of age, which is crazy, man.
Oh, man.
Kind of a well-known face, even though he didn't do a lot, like I just mentioned. They're not massive kind of films in the genre, but you will.
It's kind of something bad happens in this one. But there's like, I showed it in the clip, though. It's kind of odd. Like, it's like a kung fu scene with him. Like,
yeah, that's where you can tell he's a stuntman, because he goes back and he fucking starts kicking out.
He does that jump up off the ground.
Yeah, that's fucking
jumps up and kicks and fucking like
all in one go, isn't it? It's like you must be fit to do that kind of thing. And he's beating shit out of this old man as well, and he's giving him a good go as well. The old man at first, which is kind of funny.
Like turns into a kung fu movie for like 20 seconds.
It does. That's why we say like the action. This is kind of more actionary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even though it's like very
well paced
at times.
But I'll say this about the film: with most Delamano films, the stakes are always high. Nobody's fucking safe. That's the thing with his films. Like.
Right. Yeah.
You don't know who the fuck is safe in the fucking movie, right? Like,
no, especially with all these people like double crossing one another and all these crime lords and shit.
What makes it so damn good, though? I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll just kind of go through the first scene just to set it up, and then we can talk about a few scenes as we go. So we've got Inspector Vanny, and he has this crime gang led by the Black Angel, Ivan Razumov, surrounded. They're in like this. They end up in this big shootout. And I think like the Black Angel's brother, one of the crime lords as well, gets killed. And he kind of the Black Angel kind of gets away, doesn't he? And it all kind of hinders on what happens then, because to get revenge on Inspector Vanny, he goes to Inspector Vanny's apartment and just shoots his wife in cold blood.
In front of their son, man. Like, it's such a damn, like, you're just like, holy, let me play it right quick. I'm just going to play it right fast.
Yeah.
For anybody just jumped in here, I'm just going to play it real quick. I'll just play it up to that scene.
Lo sappiamo che sei là dentro!
Questa di... Mamma!
Yeah,
Mama!
It's like, holy shit.
Keep a back going on there, I think.
Razumov is such a damn son of a bitch in this one, man. Like, because
he even taunts him, then he straight after. He like taunts him on the phone.
Yeah. Then he calls him up and tells him, you know, says some weird, crazy shit. But then what I was saying though, like this might be his most villainous role, because these bombs, they're putting these bombs in these briefcases and shit, and they're setting them up all around the city, and fucking women, children, men, it don't matter. They're all fucking dying from, like, that's what I'm saying. He's like, he's got to be the worst villain, like, as far as his roles go, you know.
Body counts as well, like,
yeah.
Hundreds of people are getting killed in these bombs and injured, and you see body parts, and you see the aftermath of some of these. You know, you got the big scene towards the end in the marketplace as well, where like Nico kind of, you know, I think we said it earlier. Anyway, he gets kind of killed, and he's literally almost on top of this bomb, isn't he, when it goes off. This one, so in order to, like, Vanny wants to stay on the case because it's personal to him. You know, his wife's been killed. I think the higher powers don't really want him on the case. But they train up these, I think it's
the
4 of
district
these.
attorney allows him to have.
Well, yeah. There's
the special squad, so they get like the best guys. The best guys. I think they're not married. None of them are married. I think they're the best shots on the force.
Right. Yeah.
And then they give them all. They say 38s, but those are 357. You know. Like.
Right. Yeah. And they're all like expert on motorbikes.
Right.
Like cast, like when they're even driving and shit. The one guy
even explosive
that
and shit.
Yeah.
Because one scene they got to open a door. It's kind of like kind of turns into in a way. When you say like in a way they're kind of like spies or some weird shit, kind of like Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man.
This is the film that reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah.
It really does.
They're like a special task force, I guess you'd say. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got robberies going on. You've got the bank robbery where they take hostages, and I think with that the police so they got like a getaway car, this gang. And they take this female hostage, and she's in the back of the car, and they're fucking that is kind of brutal. But this special squad get involved. Then, you know, even though they tell these robbers that they're not going to get involved, they're just going to walk away, you'll be able to go. You know, if you take one hostage, let her go at a certain point. But no, Nico gets in the car then, and he's fucking riding right. You know, you got that great car chase.
What the thing though is, like, so when the woman's in the back seat, they're like telling her to quit crying, and they're gonna let her out. So like you do get the impression that these guys, they might be like bank robbers or whatever, but you don't get the impression like from the other films we see what some of these guys do. Like these these guys are just all about stealing the money in that car.
They're
right?
stupid as well because they take their masks off at some point.
Right.
But you've got these bikes following them. They're doing fucking wheelies and fucking
Which I don't get. Like, why
cars
would
are
you
driving
doing
over other
wheelies?
cars. And,
I don't understand that part of it. But.
That's what got me thinking of Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Cop. You've got Mac Perel and fucking Ray Lovelock on the motorbikes in that one. Got a similar opening scene as well.
And I've told you before, the only thing takes me out of that Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man is when they're riding together on one bike. I just don't get that shit. It's kind of like,
I think there's kind of like a homoerotic thing to that film as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get that with like, I couldn't imagine seeing like an old Western with two fucking cowboys on the same horse, you know, like just same shit.
Yeah.
You know?
With that, you've just got it. With that one, it's kind of a popcorn film. It's
right.
Nowhere near like fucking Savage 3 or like Rabid
Well,
Dogs.
Savage 3 of them got on a bike together. I thought that was crazy too. I was like, what the hell is that shit?
Yeah,
I
get the hell out of there. That was more
though.
realistic. Yeah. But no, this one, like you say, you've got the this gang. They're kind of focused on getting all this dynamite. I think they end up getting like 50 cases of dynamite, which can literally blow up half of the city at some point. And they start pouring it in all these locations.
Yeah, they're making threats, demands, you know, for diamonds. They want like some. Well, how much do they want in diamonds? I can't remember.
I can't remember the actual amount, but they want diamonds. In the end, he wants a getaway plane and shit.
Yeah, they're making all these demands, and then they actually, you know, the cops are all like, "Well, we got to do what they say. They got us by the balls," kind of thing. But like the commissioner. What's his name? Inspector Vonnie.
Yeah, that's the inspector. But
yeah, the Inspector Vonnie's like saying, "Nah, you know, like we're gonna get him with my squad and all this shit," you know. So like, they're trying to tie his hands and saying he, you know, it's like that same old trope in a lot of these films, of taking him off the case and all this shit, and he's still gonna fucking take shit in his own hands anyway, kind of do.
You've got. Like, so one of the main leaders of the gang, apart from, you know, Ivan Razumov's character, is a guy called Guido, and he's in prison at the time, and then they kind of ambush this prison and get him out while they're in kind of this prison car, is it, I think? And they go into a separate location, and then they break out.
That's a great scene.
It is, because his girlfriend is actually played by the Carol Andrew, the Sandra character, and she's kind of oblivious. She's kind of innocent. Do you think she's innocent of what's been going on? Or do you think she's just going with the flow because she's going to get kind of money out?
They let her run a nightclub, and definitely she's got to know there's some dirty shit going on.
I think she knows, but she's kind of like, as long as I don't see too much, you know, I'll profit off it, you know, the proceeds and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, you've got the scene with the prison break as well, where the one guy, he fucking gets like, they leave him in the middle of the road, and he's trying to fucking get out the car, and like it gets his fingers chopped off as he's
trying to get in the car.
He's trying to get in the car, but they just chop his fingers off and just leave him.
Yeah, they slam the door, which is not, you know, like I don't think it would go down like that. They slam the fucking door.
No, I mean the gore wouldn't. It does seem kind of over exaggerated, but it is a cool scene for what it is.
He gets shot in the leg too, though. So like the Nico, is that Nico that shoots him?
I think it's Nico. Yeah.
He shoots that guy in the leg, but he's got like some kind of special bullets that they're not supposed to be using, and they're guns and shit.
He gets reprimanded, doesn't he, by Vanny at one point?
Yeah,
for doing that. Yeah, like you say, you've got, you know, I think it's like 30 detonators they got, you know, and they've got it. The Black Angel has got it all linked up to his car as well, where he can listen into the police radio. We can even talk to the police through the police radio.
Yeah,
and he's giving threats out.
He's one step ahead of them the whole time.
Like, yeah. Which kind of makes me.
He's got the whole fucking city mapped out, like where he's going to be blowing shit up. You know,
I'm not going to give it away, but then you find it fucking stupid the way it ends. would he have been that stupid? Do you know what I mean with the ending?
Well, a lot of these endings.
He's a masterminded criminal. He's been doing all this, and it's a schoolboy error, like right at the end.
A lot of the endings, you know, in these films, man, they end abruptly like that, which is part of the charm, you know. But I don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. Yeah.
So Guido's girlfriend, she's running this nightclub, and Nico goes kind of undercover, doesn't he? And he tries to pick her up, and he picks up this other woman as well, like the bartender, like waitress.
Yeah, he thinks he's like this Casanova motherfucker, right? And then,
but he seems to work. He seems to get these women interested in it.
Yeah, yeah.
What was weird about that waitress woman? Because I don't know about you, but did she seem like she's blacked up and she got like a wig on to make her look kind of, you know, not white?
No, I thought she was Italian.
No, I swear she was blacked up for the film.
I don't know. Man.
It's weird. It doesn't look kind of right to me. Maybe it's just me, but yeah. You've got the scene then with her brother, and he's like in charge of this shop, and he's like selling men's clothes and all that. And Nico ends up going there and beating shit out of him and all that. It's just, the violence just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? The bombings just get worse and worse as the film goes on. So to a point where Sandra's actually given a suitcase, she's told to put it into this deposit box in a train station, and she's just oblivious to this. She just thinks she's, you know, just dropping off a suitcase.
She's just saying, like, just drop this off in my damn, you know, my box. You know,
that's where I think she was kind of innocent in a way. You know,
yeah, she didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah. You know, and then that goes off there and leaves fucking body parts, people dead.
Killed like what, 8 people?
Yeah, I think it rises as well. I think they say 8 at first, and then it goes up to like 10, 12. I think when they mention it again,
a lot of people got hurt.
Over 30 odd critically injured.
Yeah,
and she gets spooked then, and she's like really thinks it's her fault and all that. So she starts to go against the Black Angel at one point. Because you think, being the girlfriend of Guido, like one of the main gang members, you'd think she was safe, but no. That's all I say with that, but no.
Yeah, she starts running her mouth a little bit, and you're like, damn, why would you say that shit, you know? Like,
but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give any of the ending away. I will say the market scene is a fucking good one, where all we'll say is a bomb gets planted in this marketplace. Yeah.
I think, it's paced very well. Like, this son of a bitch flies by, I think.
It does. It really does.
There's no fat on it, man. Like,
no. Some of the motorbike chases are fantastic when they go out in the country as well, and they're chasing the one car.
And also you're like, damn, man, they went there. You know, like I already showed that scene, but that's early on in the film where they killed Vonnie's wife in front of his son, and that's just like, damn. I love that scene though. It's so. His name, Black Angel, is perfect.
Yeah.
When you see him come up to that little boy, and it's like, gosh, damn, dude. Like, it's like the damn.
And a funny scene is he takes another innocent boy towards the end of the film hostage, and this boy's like, my dad would kick your ass and all this.
Yeah,
shit.
right.
Funny as that. But this one is highly enjoyable. I like it. It's on a par with the other two that we're going to talk about tonight. And it's not quite there for like Savage 3 for me, but if you just want to put something on and just go with the flow, go with the ride, an easy 90 minutes, like Dirk said, then this is a great introduction, I would say, to the crime genre if you want to see it that way as well.
I would say, yeah. And this is Delamaro's last film. I think we said that at the beginning, but unfortunately, this is his last film. He died at the age of 59, man, which sucks, you know.
Considering all the shit that went on with that as well. Yeah, conspiracy theories and all that. You can dive into that if you go online. The domestic gross for this was $1,285,000,000, or the lira, I should say, Italian lira. Yeah. So this one did really well. I think this done better out the 3 we're going to mention.
Yeah.
And it's got all sorts of different titles, man. So we've got Colt 38, Escarada Especial in Spain, Caliber 38, Genu, Schwitzen Die Organ in West Germany, Crash Force was the West German VHS title, and Section de Choc was the title in France. So yeah, this one did really well. Like they say, it's
it got a sequel because it did good.
Didn't they have like an unofficial sequel on it, Dirk?
Yeah, it's called Revenge of the 38 Gang.
That's right. Yeah.
Isn't that what it's called?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it's Revenge of the 38 Gang. Yeah, Return of the 38 Gang.
Return of the 38 Gang.
That's what it was. So there's an unofficial sequel, but
there's an unofficial remake as well called Stunt Squad that I mentioned earlier in 1977. So that came a year later. That's one that me and Dirk are definitely going to do at some point because I've been reading up on that, and it's in the book, Roberto Curti book, and everything.
I'd say there's a lot worse you could do than this one. I'll put this one above Savage 3 for me.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, this is I'll give this one probably a 7.5. I think there's really nothing. I don't really see a whole lot wrong with it. I mean, there's a couple things that, you could really nitpick, I guess, here and there, certain things, but I mean, there's a lot worse out there. This is 7.5 out of 10 for me. But
I give this like an 8. Oh, sorry, Dick, go on. Sorry.
Are you good? Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll give it an 8. It's not quite, it's not quite up a Savage 3, or even like the next one as well, like Rabid Dogs, I would put slightly above this. But if you just, an easy watch, then this is for you, man. The stunt coordinator, funny enough, was a guy called Remy Julian. And Dirk will probably know that name. He's very famous kind of choreograph. He did the top, on top of the train scene. He choreographed all that, all the dirt bike sequences.
Yeah, he did a lot of the stunt work, right? In these films.
Yeah. They did get the main actor, Marcel Bazoufi. He did some of the stunts as well. But with in terms of the bombing, right? So the market case bombing and the train station bombing, they used practical pyrotechnics. They used magnesium charges, I should say, shot in controlled kind of touring locations. But these did come to light, like Dirk was saying, with the years of lead in real life. There was a 1980 case in Bologna, like we mentioned earlier, which 85. Is eerily close. Oh, okay, yeah. Which is eerily close to, like, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like 85 deaths in that bombing.
That is crazy. And it completely mirror images all that went on in this, which makes it even worse.
The way that's shot, though, holy shit. It looks... it's still effective, still holds up, man. Like the way that is shot.
The aftermath, man, just the aftermath as well is like demoralizing.
Yeah. So Delamano had an eye. Like I said, he was a cinematographer, but I mean, I think he was in full control, even though he was a director of that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. I think, like, when
James, I see Justin says, where's James Shurkin?
Who's that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. You'd have to let us know who that is.
Is he one of the cast members or something?
Might be.
Okay.
But I was going to say about the script was revised by Bottari. Mm-hmm. And after initial drafts, he added Vanni's personal vendetta in there. That was not in the original screenplay or plot. So they added that in for kind of, do you know what I mean, to add effect to the whole film, to give it more kind of, substance. Right. But I don't know if you've got anything else you want to say on it.
I think I've pretty much mentioned everything that I had on it.
I'm looking now. I can't see a James Sturgeon on my sheet.
I'm not sure what.
Yeah, let us know what that was.
Let us know, Justin, what you mean.
And while Justin's here as well, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to be doing the end of this set, but we need another Poliziotteschi film.
Yeah.
So we want you to like. I don't know if you message him in the week, but
I haven't talked to. I've been busy.
So give us a title in the chat that you want us to see. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because we got 2 more films that go with this set in 2 weeks. So just name another Policio you want to throw with the last 2 in this set.
Absolutely.
We like to do 3, unless we're just focusing on 1. But you know,
we do that for like the bigger titles, don't we? The one.
Yeah. Let's see. I got.
From the day it was founded until the present time, in this lovely building, there has been a tradition.
Somebody with a cock this big raped Angela Russo and threw her in the river.
Stop! So you.
Yeah, you've got to keep that. You've got to keep that one forever, man.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, man. So I got one more clip before we get into the next one. The last one of the night, like Rabid Dogs, 1976. And I'll go ahead and play the clip first, and then we'll get into it, man.
Yep.
Fermi tutti, questa è una rapina!
Partita tranquilla, eh?
Sì, tranquilla, non succede.
Dopo gli ultimi, sai.
Ehi, ma quelli! Oh! Fermi! Fermi o sparo! Fermi! Fermi tutti! Mani sul tavolo. Anche... Forza! Dentro! Vai tu, vai! Armati! Tu stai attento a non fare nomi! Aggiusta, maledetta stupido!
Oh, che fate, bischeri?
Vieni qua!
E se invece voi volete fare l'amore di gruppo, 50.000 o niente?
E perché 50.000?
Tocca. Giugiolo.
Bello, vero?
Vigliacco assassino, t'ammazzo!
Temata.
Namo bello?
Bellezza.
Neve scivolavi che non ti volle creder mo.
Ione!
E come tutte
Shit.
Right. In some ways, this is worse than Savage 3 because you got to think there's a female member of this gang as well.
It reminds me of, in a way, like Last House on the Left.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but the Sadie character,
kind of like, or Night Train Murders. I'd say the thing about this one though that's different. All 3 of these are different. In these 3 are all extremely wealthy, privileged, like college kids, right?
Yeah.
They're all privileged and they're wealthy as hell. So that's the difference. Like in Savage 3, these are middle class working people that are just stressed out and whatever. But these guys, or these 2 guys and this chick, they're just like kind of like rebellious, I guess. Like,
yeah, just doing it because they get off on it, really, on the violence and that.
And he's like super, like, hates his father. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Like, I don't know.
It is. I don't know. I love this one. I just see in the comments now he's on about James that we had on before for the Poliziotteschi. If James is watching and he wants to come on a future stream, then just message us, man. Definitely have him on again. Yeah.
I'm horrible with names, man. I remember.
Yeah,
James,
I didn't know the last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if James gets to watching the replay and what have you, then get hold of me or Dirk, and we'll sort that out. But I mean, this one is just another gritty, grimy kind of fucking full on, man. Some of the shit that happens in this one.
Yeah, man. It's so it's directed by Mario Imperioli.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he died a year after this, the day before Christmas, 1977. So,
shit,
yeah. So, like you were saying earlier, this is his last film, Dallamano's last film, which is a strange coincidence.
Yeah, that is weird.
But he started out as a journalist for magazines and newspapers. He got into films in 1970 as a screenwriter and producer. He directed 8 films total. And I don't think I've seen any of these films. Have you? Snapshot of a Crime.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That's a 1974 giallo, a.k.a. His name was also for that film. It's Arthur Saxon.
Right, that's a lower end giallo though. That is one I wouldn't really recommend to people.
I remember seeing that. Didn't that go on sale like a year or two ago?
The giallo? I don't think it's been released, that one.
I thought so. Yeah, I believe so. I think
I've seen. Crime.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I believe I'm right on that. I could be wrong, but
I do. I've heard of so he did Cani Moss, which is another Italian crime film in '77. Blue Jeans is kind of a well-known one from '75, and he did the giallo My Wife, A Body to Love, which I've got like a DVD out of that, but I've never seen it. But yeah,
his last film was Sawed Off Shotgun, though. So this wasn't his last film. I thought it was, but his last film was Sawed Off Shotgun.
Oh right, he must have done one just after then.
That was in the next year. So this is the year. This is second to last film. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he did another film called Monica, 1974. It had like this very well-known actress, Gloria Gaeta.
Gaeta, yeah.
Yeah, she was well-known for like sex comedies and sex erotic films and shit. But yeah, it's also written and directed. I mean, it's written by Mario Imperioli and Piero Regnoli, which that guy's been on all kind of shit, dude. E. Vampiri, 1957. Playgirls and the Vampire, 1960. He directed and wrote that one. And then the Cry of a Prostitute in 74. Burial Ground.
Yeah.
Nightmare City. Demonia. Patrick Still Lives. It's like, but I mean, he's got way more than that, dude. I just wrote like a handful down.
He worked with everyone. He worked with Lenzi. He worked with Martino.
Yeah. It's crazy. And the cinematographer is Romano Albani, which he did the work for Inferno, Phenomena, and Troll. 1986 Troll.
Yeah, he's a massive name as well.
Yeah.
In cinematography.
But you got so this film was loosely inspired by the Cercio massacre.
Yeah.
So 2 women were raped and tortured for over 2 days in the real case.
Yeah.
But this is loosely based on that. I'll say
I think there was a gang of males, wasn't it? Just took a hostage or something, and then
it was 3 men, right?
Yeah.
Was it 3 men?
I think it was 3. Yeah.
Yeah. And the score is Mario Molino. But he also goes by the name Luigi Ferraccioli. Is that right?
I don't know. Yeah, I got Marino Molino.
But
Mario
he's not
Molino.
So I was trying to find a bunch of stuff, but he did a lot of library music. He was like a library music creator. I like a lot of psychedelic funk. So I had certain tracks that he did. You know, there's not a lot. It just said creator for film, TV, and commercials. I didn't see nothing like.
I got nothing down for him. Like, all I've got is he did 6 titles and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. Like he don't. There's not a lot. I mean, I could name some of the tracks. Fixed Nail, Motor Road, Action Beat Group. He was with the Action Beat Group. Psychedelic funk music for like B films, mainly 70s Italian. So, you know,
yeah, there's not a lot to go on.
a lot of stock library music is what I get the vibe from for TVs, commercials, and you know. But
this one has got like an interesting cast though. So you've got the main star is a guy called Piero Santi, plays Police Commissioner Paolo Muzzi. The only one I've got a note for him is like Cane Moz, the film we just mentioned in 77. Anna Rita Graputo plays Sylvia. She was in The Prostitution Racket, Magnum Cop, Double Game. But she didn't do a lot. She did 14 titles. She was known to be on the cover of like Italian Playboy at one point. And you can tell, like in this, she does a lot of nude scenes.
Who's that?
Go on, sorry.
Who was that?
That was Anna Rita Caputo, who plays Sylvia, the female gang member.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You've got Paolo Senator, who plays Germana.
Yeah, man.
She was like, we mentioned her. I know I mentioned her a lot the last time we did her, fairly recently. Eden Alive. Emmanuel, a woman in the hot country. She did a couple of Emmanuel films. A Killer Reserve 9 Seats, Madeline, Anatomy of a Nightmare. She gets nude in all these, by the way.
A lot.
AAA, Masseuse Good Looking Officer Services. That's what we did last time.
That's what it was. And I'll say this one. This one here is the sleaziest of the three. It has the most nudity, I would say.
It does, yeah. And she, like, I know I touched upon it last time, but she's an actress who got down on her luck. She got into like drugs. She was a heroin addict.
Yeah.
And she ended up doing prostitution, I think it was at one point, but she definitely did porn, like hardcore porn I'm talking as well.
Well, I think she turned her life around, right?
I think she's like a Christian now. I'm thinking, but yeah, this one, man, this one is kind of ramps up the violence, I would say.
I would say this one's more brutal, and I think it's probably the most brutal of the three.
No, it is. Yeah, it ramps it up more than Savage 3, I would say.
I mean, it's got that last house on the life. I mean, last house on the left, last house on the right.
Just the female element with the female gang member, and she's ruthless in this as well.
Yeah. But she plays like she's innocent. And this inspector guy, like, how do you feel about this guy? Because so I was seeing something about him. He was mainly like a theater actor. Like, so.
Oh yeah, he only did one.
And like, he's not really like any kind of a fucking hero. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's one point in the film where he lets this woman, Paola's character, Germana, he lets her fucking act like a prostitute, and she damn near gets raped. And it's like, damn, buddy, could you be a little quicker next time? Like, holy shit.
He's a fucking scumbag because he ends up cheating on her as well with Sylvia. You know what I mean? The female gang member.
No, I don't think
you can't blame him to look at her, but
I don't think he's like.
You don't think they're exclusive?
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's just like everybody's. You got to think about the time. Everybody's just fucking everybody.
I think Germana thinks she is, but he's just
There's no committed shit going on.
But I did want to mention Cesar Barro as well. He plays Tony Adagani, I think it is. He didn't do a lot. 9 films: Delito Passional, Deported Women of the SS, Special Section, Violence for Kicks, and Go Gorilla Go. And he was cast mainly at so he went in to do like auditions, And the director seen that he had this very fucking cold, icy stare, and he thought he was perfect for the film, just based on that. He didn't go on to do a lot, so I don't think he's the best actor, to be honest.
I don't think so either. I think he's about like that guy that's in the one that you don't like, which I don't care for him that much, but it always drops that Lindsay film down to 7 Bloodstained Orchids.
Oh, Antonio Sabato. Yeah.
They could be like brothers, you know.
Yeah, they're kind of wooden.
But
I mean, I
hate to say that, but you know, it's the truth.
No, you're right. And just to like set this up as well, so you've got two men, and they're at this football match. They're staking out this football match.
Again, another film starts with that shit, right?
It is, yeah. You think about it, 2 out of the 3. And they put on ski masks and they do this big robbery. And that was filmed over 2 nights, by the way, in the actual football stadium, but it was like deserted. So you got Paolo Muzzi, and he's on the case, and you see early on as well. So pretty much what happens is during the robbery, a cop gets shot, and we don't know who it is at the time. We see a pregnant woman literally just get out on the fucking windowsill of this high building and just throw herself to her death. Suicide.
That cinematography on that scene, dude, in the dark like that shit looks fucking brilliant.
Even the dummy drop looks pretty good, actually.
I'm saying, like, before she opens that window and everything.
Yeah, when you see her from the back.
The silhouette shot and the shadow and everything. I love that shit. That shit looks great. I was like, damn, man, this is like, I don't know, that's top-notch shit right there, dude. That shot of her opening that window, and you're like, what is she finna do, dude? And you don't expect this pregnant woman to jump out a fucking window.
No, it's just cold the way she does it. And we find out that she was the fiance of the cop who got killed at the stadium robbery. And then we're just kind of introduced then to these gang members. You got Tony, you got Rico and Sylvia, and they're literally behind, all these robberies that's going on at the time. And they're, like Dirk said, they're kind of like all from well-to-do families with money. The one, Tony's father, is actually this fucking sleazy guy, and he's
like a Roman industrialist.
Yeah. All his money, he's got like the Italian derby racehorse like winner. He's super rich, like
the champion.
And he's sleazy as well because he's visiting prostitutes, and fucking Sylvia he's sleeping with on the side as well.
Right. He's got a couple of prostitutes every Friday, and like you hear his explanation, he's like they calm my nerves.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
So maybe that's why his son's so pissed off.
Well, his son always wants to know off these prostitutes as well. What's my father like? He doesn't say what's my father like, but he says, "What was your last client like?" The old guy, which is weird. Wanting to know what your father's like.
I think he's like super pissed at his dad, probably fucking around on his mom.
Well, he is. This is it. There's some kind of undercurrent to it. Like he hates his father. They perform this robbery early on as well, not just the stadium. Another one where they take this woman hostage. They take her to like this secluded building where they tie her up. I think they gag her and tie her up.
Oh,
man, they strip her, they rape her. It's awful.
That's where the Curcio massacre, I would say, like, because they're torturing her. They got her tied up and gagged and shit. Her hands are tied behind her back, but like they just leave her alone, and then she gets up and like she thinks she's gonna escape. And they're just
but there's like bars on the windows, isn't there? She can't get out.
They're just fucking with her, letting her, and then they're like kind of just taunting her and shit, pointing a gun at her, torturing her.
Yeah.
And,
that death scene when she's by the bath as well.
Yeah.
And she falls, like he pretty much just fucking point blank just shoots her I think it's in the head, or might be in the body, but and she just fucking collapses into this kind of fucking
you
bath
see the blood go in the water, and that's the Sylvia does that.
Man, she is ruthless. She is Sadie from Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
Fucking probably times 10, to be honest. She's even worse than her, I think. And yeah, man, that actress is. I'm surprised she didn't go on and do a lot, because I think she does a great job in this. But I guess she's there for her nudity and the way she looks more than anything else.
Yeah.
But among the dead girl's things, they find this kind of strange necklace that all these kind of all these gang members wear. And like he picks up on it again. This is another one where the inspector picks up on it early. Like he thinks this is Tony, whether it's through a hunch or what. But he sees the necklace, and I think that kind of triggers him even more. So he's onto him early on, and they kind of like taunt the fucking policeman, don't they, in the restaurant scene or when at the bar. I don't
know how to feel about that guy, that character. You know what I mean? Like he's what hurts the film for me.
Who's that? Tony or the inspector?
The inspector Mutzi.
Right. Yeah.
He's the weakest link of the film, in my opinion.
He's kind of reminds me a little bit of like Gianni, the lead actor in Black Belly of Tarantula, though he's not nowhere near as good.
Oh no,
he's like a poor man's version of that.
He's way worse than that. Dude. That dude's a brilliant actor.
Yeah. He's a scumbag, and he's just you know. Go on.
Like I mean, to do what he does with Germana.
Yeah, man.
It's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like I didn't understand that shit.
And she's up for it as well. She's like, I guess, she's just doing it to help her fucking. I guess you could say it's like your boyfriend or whatever, but she works with him. She's in the police department and all that. She gets naked at the drop of a fucking dime, doesn't she? Every film she's in. So all that shit's good.
She's pretty easy on the eyes. So.
Oh, yeah. You've got all the stuff with the prostitutes as well. They kind of... So they, like you say, they've left her as like a decoy, and he literally turns up the last minute, saves her from being raped and all that. And even after that, he gets her to like surveillance, doesn't he, on the girl, like the girl gang member, to follow her around everywhere as well.
She goes deep undercover again, and it's like she'll just do anything for him, you know?
Yeah.
It's an odd scene too, like when they're fixing to get it on.
It is, man. It is.
That's a strange scene, ain't it?
You would not think that those characters would I don't know, but yeah, I don't know how far you want to go with this, but you've got obviously it goes to places that are fucking dark.
It gets really dark. Yeah,
man. I don't know. I kind of want to talk about the ending, because I fucking love the ending to this.
I don't want to spoil it for nobody.
No. I will say with the ending though, I know we're going to talk about a few more scenes anyway, but the ending is fucking brutal, man, and that shit could happen in real life, and it did to
the ending,
very famous serial killer. That's all I'll say.
I'll just say this. I guess. Hold on. Yeah, we'll spoil the ending. Fuck it. Here, I'm gonna do.
I think it's one of the best endings I've seen, man, and people hated it in the cinema.
I do too. I don't like it at all.
People thought that it was,
I'm about to explain why too. Hold on.
Open-ended. Go on, yeah.
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
All right.
Go on, I'm ready for this now.
Okay, so the ending of the film, man, it don't make a fucking lick of sense, bro. It really don't. Like, I get what you're saying. So at the end of the film, like the whole protests are going on with all these people because of the years of lead shit. But like these people are pissed off. But what don't make sense to me is the guy, he's getting chased at the end.
Yeah.
And like the lead guy, right? What's his name?
Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony. So he's getting chased by the Inspector Mutzi or whatever. And then he goes into this crowd of people, and they're all like surrounding the car and shit, and they ain't letting him through. But like the whole crowd just fucking goes ape shit. And then you see earlier.
But he drives fucking at them, man.
Yeah, but you see earlier, other people, another car drives up and they just push the car back and shit. But so when he drives up there, it's like they all fucking know what he did. Which don't make
I didn't get that from that scene, man.
Yeah, it don't make no sense at all, dude. Like they pull him out.
Well,
and like you know, like they're supposed to know what the fuck he was been doing this whole time, you know? Like
yeah, but the reason they do that is because he puts his fucking foot down and he's driving over people. Or that's the reason they do that. That's what I got out of it. And the reason I do like that scene is because there's an incident happened in the UK literally a matter of weeks ago that was similar. This guy drove it. He wasn't getting away from a robbery or anything, but he drove through a fucking crowd and they literally lynched him. They were trying to get him in. They were smashing the windows to get at this driver. Richard Ramirez, you know, he got fucking lynched and run. You know, people chased him at the end when he kind of the last thing, you know, before the police caught him, and he was battered by the crowd. So for me, it worked. But I can see what Dirk's saying. I can see why cinema goers hated it.
Well, there was somebody in the special features that said that too, man. They were like, that's the one thing they didn't understand, that they can't believe that they didn't write that better at the end. And I agree.
It's weird. It worked for me. I think it's one of the best endings I've seen.
I fucking hated it.
Because he opens his fucking eyes and it's kind of, you don't know what.
And also what it says.
Are they going to kill him or is he just, do you know what? Is because Muti's fighting the crowd to get to him.
Yeah. What does it say at the end too? It says it's got something that comes across at the.
Yeah, there's a quote. I didn't write that down. There's a
it says something about cry for murderers or something. And then that's what I'm saying. Like that message with this crowd, like seeing that with the crowd beating the shit, beating him to death or whatever. And like Mutsy's not getting to him, but it's like this crowd just automatically fucking knew. You know, that's the vibe I get because I see that message or whatever when it comes across the screen like that. That's what makes me think of that. That's why I was like, that's fucking stupid. Like, it don't make no sense.
Reason, yeah, but surely if you got someone driving at you, right, and he's literally running people over just before in the crowd.
But he didn't really run nobody over. Like, they're all.
Yeah, well, we don't know. We see a little bit because he goes up there. We see him go. We don't really know.
But for them to act like that, it didn't make sense to me. Like
maybe I don't know.
I see it. There's another car does it earlier, and they just push him back. They're like, "No, you can't come this way and shit."
Yeah, but didn't the other cat just slowly try to drive through them, like not fast or anything? I don't know. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. But like you say, I'm probably in the minority because people hated it. People did.
Yeah, but I was seeing somebody else on the. I'm trying to remember who said that, man. Might have been I don't know.
I think it might be in the Roberto Curti book as well. Might be
in the special features on this film. They were talking about. I can't remember who it was, but they said that's one thing that they didn't understand why that wouldn't change, and I completely agree. Like it drops it down quite a bit for me. Like
okay, we'll have to disagree on that one, but yeah. What I didn't mention earlier as well, you got Sylvia, and she's like, which is kind of a wild scene as well. So Muti ends up having sex with Sylvia, this female gang member, and next day she's like a fucking Formula One fucking car racing driver.
Yeah,
which is just out of nowhere as well.
Which makes sense why she's the getaway driver.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and it makes sense. Like you say, they're all high society people. They've got money and all that.
And then there's that one scene where they're doing Othello and the theater shit. And that's weird. Like
that's weird. So they have some kind of like weird threesome where
they do these role playing shit.
He definitely blacks up for that scene, doesn't he? That one Tony character. But yeah, you've got the one kill as well, a savage killer, the homosexual, two homosexual guys. I think they're on the boat. They're on a boat, I think it is, and fuck, man, just ruthlessly fucking kill these two, just for being gay, I presume. There's no real motive I can see in that.
Well, the guy's a friend of his dad's.
Yeah. So there's no real motive unless he just hates his dad's fucking acquaintance.
It's all everything's linked to his dad. Everything that they're doing is linked to his father. When they do the robbery, his dad's in right there. when they do that one robbery?
Yeah. It's pretty much because he's acquaintance of his dad.
Anything to do with his father, that's what they're fucking. He's trying to ruin his father. It seems like, you know, like.
Oh
yeah.
You
know.
Oh yeah. He's got some kind of grievance with his father. You've got the scene at the end as well.
Poor little rich kid, right?
Poor little rich kid, yeah.
Yeah.
The scene at the end where they fucking terrorize this couple in like a country, out in the country in this house. They force him to have sex with her and all that. That's just before, you know, the ending.
That's a stunt guy, right? Ain't that that guy right there in that scene with the woman? He was like a famous stunt guy.
Okay, was he? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. I didn't see all the extras to these.
Right.
But this one did domestic gross was 540 million lira, so it didn't do as well, nowhere near as well as the last one. Probably on a par with like Savage 3 in terms of domestic kind of gross.
Yeah.
The script they did have so there was Piero Reggioli who did the script. He injects elements of social criticism in the plot. The script tries hard to put the blame on the unscrupulous parents for his son's deviant behavior, so that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It's kind of like fucking the violence just kind of gets worse and worse as you go on, and rapes and all sorts of shit. But there's a rape by shotgun scene as well, which I need to mention. It's just fucking crazy. That's at the country house at the end, isn't it? With the woman. He gets a shotgun and literally rapes her with it.
I don't remember that scene.
Oh yeah. Fucking yeah. Go back and watch that, man. It's quick, but you can see it. But Cesar Barro, he plays Tony. He was a male model at the time. Funny enough, like D'Alessandro. But he went on to become in real life like this big jeweler. So he was mega rich anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I really like this one. I gotta put this as like one of the top tier ones for me. Again.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think the ending don't work though. That's the only thing for me.
No, that's fine. I think that's the only thing we really disagree on. What was weird, I was reading. So Paola Senatori, she found the sexualized violence with the policewoman role like hard to do. Yeah, she went on to do hardcore porn, so I don't get that at all. But she was really kind of uncomfortable doing the sexualized violence in this. Man, I don't know how to take.
Maybe that guy got a little too handsy with her or something.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible, yeah.
And everything was like a lot more realistic. Like so at the very beginning, like we see that one girl gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Her fucking head literally gets banged on the fucking.
It does, yeah. I remember seeing that, yeah. I was thinking, shit.
So, like I would show it again, but it's like a minute into the clip before you see it.
No,
but,
she hits her fucking head for real, man.
Yeah, they hit her. That shit look real, dude. Like when they're throwing her in that car, you're like, fuck, man. Holy shit.
So this one was
probably pretty rough.
They were, yeah. And this was heavily inspired by the 1975 Sergio massacre.
What's up, Culture Trini? We got Trini in here. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? So yeah, this was like a notorious Italian crime where affluent young men tortured and killed women. Imparelli and the co-writer Antonio Cucca fictionalized the story. The script was written quickly just to capitalize on all that massacre. But yeah, I don't know if you've got anything else. I know Justin Marino's asking any Poliziotteschi in the chat. Yeah, just drop us with anyone you want us to see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just mention something. We just need one more to throw at the last two in this set. And,
yeah.
Like next week, we're kind of on the fence right now because we're waiting on a special guest. I don't want to say definite yet, but I mean
he's huge for this kind of for what we do and in the Italian genre community. I will say he's massive. He's as big as they get. Yeah, just got to finalize a few details. Hopefully it'll be next week. If not, we'll get him as soon as we can because he's a busy man. So we got some good stuff to come. Just in terms briefly with this, I would give this another 8.5 out of 10 for me. It's going to be quite more than what Dirk's giving it, I think. But
yeah, I mean, I'll still give it a 6.5 out of 10. You know.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think the ending.
The ending
would have been
a 7 or 8, I think, for you.
Yeah, go watch that ending again. You'll see what I'm saying. Like it's.
I thought you would have liked the ambiguous because they leave on like a screenshot of him with his eyes open, so you don't know if you're going to kill him or what.
Oh, they killed him, no doubt about it. And the message, what it says at the bottom. That's what.
Right, that's what gives you the impression. They killed him.
And it don't really make sense. Go back and watch it. We'll go watch some special features too, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It makes a lot of sense, and I was in full agreement when I saw that shit. I was like, what the fuck, you know?
But when I watched it first time, I liked the ending as well. So I will go back. I will take on board what you said. Justin Marino, check us out a few titles, and we'll tell you if they're ones we've seen.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit now. I'd say at least 30 to 40, right?
I'm about the same. I would put myself in that range. Oh, Lorne's in the chat as well. Nice to see you, Lorne.
What's going on, man?
Boys.
Yeah. Now check out Visit by Voices, man. We do things on there. Region Free will be on there. In the next one, I'm sure. And then we also do the Dead End Drive-In on over there. There's a ton of other content on there, man. Great stuff.
Which Dan actually messaged us earlier about doing getting a date, so we'll work all that out. But
we did cover contraband since we're talking about Poliziotteschi. We did cover some contraband and Rome Armed to the Teeth, I believe. Right?
Yeah, we did quite a few of the Lenzi box set as well. I'm trying to think. Just if you can, just chuck us out a few titles, and we'll definitely pick one. Because we're not well versed in this. We hope to be well versed in this pretty soon, but yeah, man. I mean,
no pressure, Justin, man. Just hit me up. Like if you know, you ain't got to throw it out there right this second or nothing. So.
Right, yeah. And I've got that Arrow set I've not even dipped into yet with the heroin busters on there. But we did the Italian connection, didn't we, on Dan's show?
Yeah, I got some Fernando Deleo that we haven't covered.
Yeah. Any Fernando Deleo. Out of all the ones he's put down there, Revolver is the only one we've not seen.
Yeah, we haven't covered Revolver yet. We've covered those other three though.
Yeah. And they're all like high end. Revolver's got Fabio Testi in, I believe. I've always wanted to see that one. If you want to do Revolver, I'm happy with that.
I appreciate it, James.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you, man. Got a horror caffeine. Appreciate you, man. I would say watch Revolver. It's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll do Revolver with the other two. So like we said, next Sunday, still kind of up in the air exactly what we're doing, but hopefully we get this very special guest coming on. I'm not going to say yet.
Keep your fingers crossed for us, guys, because this is a big name.
Yep. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Everybody's been watching. If you're watching this in the future, consider subscribing, like, comment, do all the good things, and if you want, no pressure. Let's see, Fabio Testi and Oliver Reed. Oh shit, okay. Cool.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. Lauren says not Poliziotteschi, but Arrow's forthcoming House with the Laughing Windows restoration is a revelation. Once announced, pre-order it. Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's a day one. It's always going to be a day one for me. I know they mentioned it. They mentioned doing that a month or so. Well, no, must be about 6 months ago, and I've not
yet. A while ago. Yeah.
So maybe they're doing the restoration, like Lauren says. Then.
Okay, I have I have the DVD, but yeah, it's definitely in need of something new.
Can you imagine that, like, done properly with like a Troy Howarth, Urkelani, Nathaniel Thompson commentary and all the extras they can get, man.
In 4K.
So I think that guy's still alive, the lead actor in that as well.
Right.
I think so. Yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
But no, this has been a good one, man. It's always fun to do these.
Yeah,
but we are going to do a lot more. We're going to do more Italian crime films as well.
Yeah, man. I always enjoy them, man. Every time.
They just got that giallo feel for me. They just feel like.
I can't think of any that,
you know what I mean?
That I didn't like, really. So
I think there was one or two, but yeah.
I can't. Nothing stands out.
Nothing stands out, no.
Let's see. Justin says Sergio Salama directed Revolver. You should check out Violent City. Oh yeah, I've seen Violent City.
Is that a crime film as well? Like that's more of American, is it?
No, it's Italian.
Italian as well. Okay.
Yeah, Charles Bronson did some Italian.
I'm sure we'll get to that as well then.
Yeah, it's got Telly Savalas in Violent City. I have quite a bit of Charles Bronson.
This guest, like Tex has just said now, this guest is not Stephen Thrower, but he's highly regarded. I would love to get Stephen Thrower on.
That'd be great, man. This guy's from Italy, though. So.
Yeah. Just think one of the top guys at the moment dealing in special features and shit. Yeah. Like, he's amazing. So yeah, I think you'll probably work it out. When you know. Yeah.
Hopefully we get him next.
And he's agreed to do it, but it's just a matter of we can find a schedule.
Right. But yeah, man, I guess we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody. And y'all have a good week coming up. And,
I mean, we got heat waves planned next week as well, so it's gonna be miserable for us, as it probably will for you guys, but yeah.
Let's see, we got a great stream, fellas. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man.
Yep. I know he's been banging a drum for a minute, so we had to get some Policio in here.
Yeah, I always say it, man. Leave comments, like anything you want us to do, just leave comments. And then when we do get this guest like confirmed, we'll ask you all for questions as well. I don't know, Dirk might do like a community post or something. So keep your eyes out for that too.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, I guess we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all all again, and y'all have a good week.
Have a good one, guys.
Remember, in order not to offend or horrify those in the audience of a squeamish or prudish disposition, the sound of a bell in the theater will warn you when to close your eyes or turn away, so that you may avoid witnessing certain scenes of an especially erotic or gruesome nature.
Lights are fading, everything distorts. Strung out time blurs, cut like a report. Mind flashing fast in reels of abstract. This is our escape, there's no turning back.
I actually don't need to see visually what I know is in that film.